It is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock on this Thursday, October the 6th. And speaking of shows on Saturday night, how about this Saturday night, 3rd and Lindsley? We've got Walker Burroughs opening for Scott Mulvahill, and
Scott's right here.
he's here in the
What's
Volume.com studio. Welcome back, Scott. Great to see you, bud.
Welcome.
Thanks, man. You too.
How you been?
I'm great.
Good.
Great. Yeah, I've been prepping. I'm like it's been a minute since I played in town, so I'm just like, I'm getting ready. It's good.
Right? The last, I remember, it doesn't seem like too long ago. I think you were in here with Lieutenant Dan getting ready for the the Paul Simon, the Graceland show, right?
You say it's not too long ago, but take a guess how long ago that was.
Oh, I hope it was in 2022. I'm gonna say 4 months.
It was a year.
Was it really?
I know. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But I'm glad to be back. I love you guys.
We love you too, man. And that was because I remember watching it on the stream, volume.com/lightning100, which you can actually watch this morning, right now. We're streaming. Because
and then you blacked out for 8 months.
Well, I guess so.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because I know that I believe it was the first one of those shows that you did. You actually were here on the morning show.
Yeah.
To promote that. So, but it's so great to see you. Great to have you back in studio. Excited for the show coming up on Saturday night out at 3rd and Lindsley. But you've been staying busy, right?
I've been pretty busy. You know, I've done a lot of studio stuff this year. Overall, I finished a record that isn't out yet, and so I've just been kind of like in that world, and then I was producing a couple records for other people too, and so I have been playing, but actually the show schedule is about to get busy because I've got the 3rd and Lindsley show, and then I'll actually be in the UK most of the fall with Beth Nielsen Chapman opening her shows out there.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff coming up, and I've kind of been itching to get out a little more because man, it's just like I think out of all the things I do, performing is still probably one of my favorite aspects of it all. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. It's so you've got another album of your stuff done.
It's done. Yeah,
It's
it's
done?
not out. It's not out. And so I'm basically been like kind of making plans for when to release that. And it's a secret, so I'm not telling you today.
I was going to try. You can tell I was going to try to get it out of you, but all right, fair enough.
But I am going to play a bunch of those songs on Saturday night, and maybe I'll do one here for you today, too.
Okay. You want to lead off with one of the new ones?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Which one you want to play first?
This is called The World is Flat, which is completely non-ironic. You know, I'm kidding. It is. Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Okay. Here you go.
All right, Scott Mulvahill live here on Lightning 100.
The world is flat, I know that. Or how could you stand on my doormat? And who told you the sky is blue? I looked last night and it's black. Oh, you should really turn around and go. I know everything I need to know. I've heard enough. I've seen the maps. You can't fool me. The world is flat. Oh, so quit
Scott Mulvahill live here in the Volume.com studio. The World is Flat, the completely unironic song off of the top secret unreleased album.
Completely accurate description of my worldview. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
But what you have to imagine is verse 2, like this, like, because I'm just solo here in the studio today. So
right.
I'll let you, you can take your mental recording of what I just did and like add that in there. And
now I'm wondering too, and we're going to have to wait for the new album. We know that.
Yes.
I'm wondering if it's an actual drum beat or if it's you beatboxing, just like you just did.
I mean,
because you know what? Either way would work.
It could be neither.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
Keeping us
So
guessing.
many options.
Keeping us guessing. We're on our toes here in the Volume.com studio. Scott Mulvahill joining us here in studio. It's great to have Scott back, and not only here in studio, but taking the stage out at 3rd and Lindsley coming up this Saturday night. In fact, stay tuned. We're going to give you a chance to call us here in the studio and win tickets after we wrap up with Scott. So you mentioned your new album. You mentioned producing for other artists too. Can you say anything about that?
It's I guess those projects aren't out yet either. So it's kind of like, but what was cool about it was very like varied, and, different genres, different like, and so for me it was fun to step into these like other realms and kind of like, try to find the essence of these other styles of music too, so I can't really spill those beans, but it was fun, it was a lot of fun and a lot of hours. It's the producing thing. I'm like, yeah, I like this and it's great. I'm a performer, right. but it's also it's a great part of what I do, and I'm happy to do it and like to actually build the skills too, because it's just like, when you come at making music, there's that can mean 100 different things, right? And so it's just like it's fun to get your toes wet in other areas of it.
And I would imagine, or I'm just assuming that, depending on the artist, maybe they've kind of got an idea what they want to do, and it's just kind of you roll with that. But I would imagine there are probably some that maybe you write with a little bit, and these are people that, obviously you get along with. And
yes, you workshop songs, you kind of like take an approach of what this overall sound should be like, and in every artist, and this includes myself, when I'm going to either make an album with somebody else or even produce it myself, you have to kind of try to get outside yourself and think about like, what does this guy need? What can I bring to the table that like takes all their skills and what they naturally have going and brings the best out of that, and also where like you don't want to like step on it where it just sounds like what I would do. It's like
you're adding,
and kind of like try to fill in some of the gaps, and it's a cool process. It'll make me appreciate producers the next time I work with one. For sure. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
That's my whole career here at Lightning 100. It's like, okay, I'm doing this, and then I watch what Lieutenant Dan does, and I was like, oh, wow. I still have a lot to learn. I can do it a lot better. We've got Scott Mulvahill here in studio with us. It's so great to have Scott back. And again, you've got a chance to see him live coming up this Saturday out at 3rd and Lindsley. Walker Burroughs going to be on the show with you.
Yes. Yeah. Have you guys met him? Has he been in here?
I don't think I've met Walker.
He is awesome.
The name sounds familiar.
Really talented singer and songwriter, and he's awesome. He's got this beautiful, but like kind of like older than his years sounding soulful voice, and it's awesome because he's a really young dude who's like there's just, I guess the word is like the maturity in someone's sound. I don't know how you get that, but he's definitely got it. It's awesome.
Right. Yeah. That's like when you mentioned that, and a guy like Leon Bridges comes to mind. Like,
sure. Yeah.
It's like, wait a second. Has this guy been making records for the next 30 or the last 30 years? And it's like, because I can tell he's going to be making records for the next 30 years. It's just got that sound to it. So a great way to open the show. Walker Burroughs again. Doors are at 6 and the show begins at 8 this Saturday night.
You should go to it.
You should absolutely go to it. Get those tickets right now at thirdandlindsley.com. And stay tuned because we're going to give away a pair of tickets when we wrap up with Scott here in studio. So The World is Flat, which you already played. It's on the forthcoming record, which we will get at some point in the future.
At some point, yes.
And do you want to play another new one, or do you want to play one that maybe we've been playing here on the station? What do you feel like playing?
Let's see. Man, let me play. Well, how much time do we have? How much time?
For you, Scott, we've got 33 minutes left in the show.
Oh, wow.
We're in no hurry to get you out of here, so you're welcome to hang out with us.
Tell you
man.
what, let me do an oldie goldie that I think y'all have played this, and then I could do maybe one more from the new stuff after that later.
Perfect.
So, yeah. Okay.
Let's do it. All right. So what's this one?
This is Begin Againers. This is from my first album, Himalayas. And
Yep.
I think you guys played this song. I know
definitely.
you played songs for yeah.
Yep.
Which thank you, by the way. This is from my first album, came out in 2018. Begin Againers is the song.
Scott Mulvahill here on Lightning 100.
This is why you do the intros, man. You know.
There's nothing like a blank page. You get to start from scratch. It could be anything, man. There's no catch. It's a good place for a dreamer. A good place for a dreamer to dream away. A blank page. There's nothing like a clean slate. You get another shot. To do things like you meant to the first time you picked up the chalk. It's a good day for a sinner, a good day for a sinner, so I wait for a clean slate. Sometimes I get caught up where I never meant to be. It's the curse of being free, the curse of being free. But baby, it's a good day for the travelers and the sinners, all the would-be winners, the everyday begin againers. Begin againers. There's nothing like a full tank and an open road. Cause every destination is between somewhere and somewhere else in this great nation, and it's your world. It's a good thing for a traveler, a good thing for a traveler, like cash in the bank. Oh, a full tank. Sometimes I get caught up where I never meant to be. It's the curse of being free, the curse of being free. But baby, it's a good day for the travelers and the sinners, all the would-be winners, the everyday begin againers. Begin againers.
Once again, Scott Mulvahill live in the volume.com studio. Beginner's the name of that one off of that Himalayas album.
And yes, we've played that a bunch here on the station.
For sure.
That Top of the Stairs, Gold-Plated Live.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Himalayas.
Thank you.
You're the one that writes the songs, man.
No,
It's
man.
fantastic. And it's so much fun, too, to watch you play. I mean, it's just, it's like one of those things. I wish I could do that.
Oh man, well, playing this instrument is like the upright bass. If for those of you listening, it's like I don't know how to describe it because like it's sort of natural to me at this point and it's native, but it's a chore, like in a physical way. Like it's kind of a, I don't know if it's like the easiest instrument to get started on, like. But I don't know. Like for me, it's been really a cool like experiment that turned into a sound to like write songs on it. Because I think it is sort of unusual, and there's a few people that do it super super well. But like writing songs on the bass. But yeah, it's kind of like I also am not trying to necessarily like only be like the bass player art. Like it's not about the instrument as much as it is about the songs for me. And so,
sure.
But that said, like, it's just been the vehicle for like finding and making a sound. So I like, to me, it's crazy that you'll let me come in here and do this, like, like, can I bring my giant upright bass and sing for you? And play? It's awesome.
Melissa can actually vouch for this. When Lieutenant Dan reached out to us and said, hey, do you guys want to have Scott Mulvahill on the show? It was like, yeah, of course. And tell him to bring that big old bass with him when he comes, too.
That is almost verbatim what his reply was. He was like, only if he brings the bass.
Yeah.
So, and here you are, and here it is, and sounding great. Are you usually singing this early in the morning? Because you're on point this morning, man.
Oh, man, no, I'm not. No, you heard me. I was warming up in the hallway. You had to close the door. I was. That's the true story.
Yep.
I was out in the hall, and I was playing and singing, and I heard that door shut, and I was like, oops, they were probably on air, and
it's all good.
Yeah, you probably heard some yelping in the back.
It's all good, man. It's so worth it to hear you play these songs
we
live.
do it to everyone. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So you mentioned I want to play one more from the forthcoming
sure.
some point album that maybe we'll get the date before he leaves the studio, but I don't think so.
Well, I would if I can't give you the date because there isn't a selected. Like that's the thing. Like it's it's
so much of a secret he doesn't even know.
I don't even know. It's it's a secret.
They're like, don't tell Scott before he goes and does the live radio hit. We'll
exactly.
make him wait for that.
Exactly.
So.
He'll spill the beans. He can't. He can't keep a secret.
Well, the good thing is I know that when you do decide, you're going to let us know so we can start playing this great music. So looking forward to the new record. Again, Scott's going to be taking the stage at 3rd and Lindsley this Saturday night. He's going to play one more song for us, and then we'll open up the phone lines and give away a pair of tickets to the show. So from the forthcoming record, what's the name of this song?
This is called Survive.
Survive. Scott Mulvahill live here in the volume.com studio on Lightning 100.
You can imagine the band with this one too, okay? But this is like the chill version. This is like the coffee house version.
Another dollar, another day. Isn't that what they say? Who are they anyway? Another doubt through my head. A weekend morning spent in bed. Another hour wasted. And if tomorrow looks the same, well, who am I to blame? Who am I to blame? Is no one else asking why? We're just barely getting by. I'm so desperate, desperate to matter. We can do more than survive. We can do more than survive. Oh, sometimes the rhyme you need comes to you right on time. We were born to be alive. And we can do more than 'cause it's so hard to prove there's good evidence against it. And drifting here on the waves, my life preserver keeps me safe. I'm up and down but never forward. But somewhere deep in the dark, a quiet voice, a tiny spark is reminding me that we can do more than survive. We can do more than survive. Oh, sometimes the rhyme you need comes to you right on time. We were born to be alive, and we can do more than survive. I want the real, the way it feels when destiny is at my heels. I open up my hands, a cup to catch all I can of chaos and love. I want the real, the way it feels when destiny is at my heels. I open up my hands, a cup to catch all I can of chaos and love. We were born, oh, we were born to be alive. We were born to be alive.
Once again, Scott Mulvahill live in the Volume.com studio. Survive off of the new, unnamed, top secret, no release date yet record.
The world is flat.
But you can. The world is flat. Oh, it does have a name. Okay.
I don't really
World is
believe
flat
that.
is- got it.
You know what?
That's the name of the album, though?
No.
Okay. No, I was like, is that the,
Or maybe it
is that
should
the
be. I
title
don't know.
track?
I don't know. You know, could be. Could be. I just know I wrote that song. I'm like, I love playing this song. It's so fun. And when we do it live, we're gonna have a ball. I'm like, I'm gonna have to answer the questions for the rest of my life. I just know people. I know people too well. 1,000.
They just need to get to the sky is black, and then eventually they're like, oh, okay, got it.
Wow, you just remember the lyrics from like, that's impressive.
Well, the sky isn't blue for sure. It's definitely not blue.
No,
not blue.
of course.
The record will be flat, though, if you get that.
The record
record
is flat. Yeah. Cool.
Scott Mulvahill playing a couple of new tunes for us, along with one that we've been playing here on the station from his debut album. And we get a chance to see Scott Mulvahill again. Walker Burroughs opening the show, 3rd and Lindsley, this Saturday night. The show starts at 8. The doors open at 6, and those tickets available at thirdandlindsley.com. And here in just a second, we'll open up the phone lines and give away a free pair of tickets to the show. But first, we just want to say thank you again, Scott,
Yes,
for being here.
Thank you guys both.
It's always so great to have you here. Great to see you and catch up, and love watching you and listen to you play and sing. And we get the full experience out at 3rd and Lindsley this Saturday night.
Yeah, it means a lot, guys.
Going to be a lot of fun. And yes, I promise, if you keep it tuned here to Lightning 100, once we find out when the new record's coming,
We will be playing.
that's right. And we will share all that
We'll be
information with all of you out there in Radio Land. So we thank you for tuning in this morning. And now is the time to call us here in the studio. 615-777-5100 is the number to dial. Caller number 3 shows at 3rd and Lindsley. So let's take caller number
Makes
3
sense.
right now, and we'll give you a free pair of tickets to the show. Thank you again, Scott.
Caller number L.
Exactly.
Caller 3 right now, 615-777-5100. And we'll see you Saturday night out at 3rd and Lindsley.
Okay.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
Scott Mulvahill here in the Volume.com studio. Quick timeout, then back with the Black Crowes here on Lightning 100.